How to recruit with the one-star school and college football 25. This is part 2. If you haven't seen the other one, you can go ahead and watch it now or wait until after. It doesn't matter. Just a different method. In the first video I did, the method was to go after the top tier players as much as I possibly could until I ran out of being able to go after them. And this other method, I call it getting quantity instead of quality. So we're going to try to go after nothing but 3 stars. Get as many of them as possible at the very beginning while all the other schools are going after the 4 and 5 star guys. We'll try to go after players that are interested in us and also ones that are not. 3 stars are easier to get for sure. I will be using New Mexico once again. For me personally, I like to create a new head coach so that way I can get the recruiting built up faster. So the only thing that I like to do is change the pipeline to whatever state that my school is in. We are using New Mexico, so we're going to go with the New Mexico pipeline. And it's not really a great pipeline, but at least it gives us a little bit of advantage on the local talent. I don't mess with anything else on here. Once you sign your coaching contract, it's going to bring you to this menu here. I like to go to the team and view my roster first thing before I start doing anything else. And I'm going to look at my quarterback situation. This team has a decent quarterback. He's only a sophomore. I personally like a scrambling quarterback, so one that is faster but can also throw. Running back situations looking decent. So yeah, you're just going to want to go through here and look at every single position and figure out where your weaknesses are and your strengths are, what you need to get. Another thing that will help with that, you come over here to actions and click on setup recruiting board and scout prospects. Once you click into there, you can click R3 and it pulls up your team needs, and it actually has a grade for every position here, and it tells you how many players you need. So it says we need a quarterback, we need a running back. Looking like on offense, the worst position we have as a left tackle is a C-, but it's saying that we need a lot of offensive linemen here too. So it says we need 5, 6, 7, 8 offensive linemen that we need to bring in this year. Defensively, the worst position we have is outside linebacker is a C-. Our cornerbacks are a C. Says that we need 5 of them. Well, now we can go ahead and click into add prospects, and we're gonna go through here, and it brings you to this recommended tab at the very beginning. You can sort it by the star rating here, so it gives you the best players recommended. These are the 3 stars. These are the ones that we're going to want to go after. But also, since it's just 3 stars, you can sort by 3-star prospects only. Some of them are going to have deal breakers, and some of them, well, a lot of them are not going to have deal breakers if they're 3 stars. But this guy, or was it this guy, he's already blocked us with his deal breaker is proximity to home. I don't really pay attention to deal breakers that much when it comes to 3 stars, at least not at the beginning, because they're easier to get because other schools are going after 4 and 5 stars. But I like to go by 3-star prospects and then go through each position. Find me a scrambling quarterback here. See if we can find a scrambling quarterback that is actually interested in the team. Look, this guy, he's only 5'11" though. That is really short, man. Here's a 6-foot scrambling quarterback. I'm going to add him to the board. I'm just going to do 1 because we don't really need a quarterback. We just need 1 as a backup, basically. We need 1 running back. I'm gonna go after this guy since he's already got interest in the school. One thing that I don't do is go after junior college players. So it says this guy is a junior college sophomore. That's what that JUCO SO stands for. I personally stay away from junior college players. I like to go after freshmen to try to develop them. The only time I go after older players is in the transfer portal if it's even worth it. So I'm gonna add a couple wide receivers here that actually have interest in the school. See, these guys have a level 2 tier pipeline influence on them. They're from California, but our assistant coaches, they actually have pipeline influence too. So apparently they have a lot of California influence, even though we're in New Mexico, which I guess is good. We can get players from California. It's gonna be a lot deeper pool of players over there. So yeah, just come through here. I like to add the full 35 players that you're allowed to do. If you look in the top right, it says we have 6 players. I can add another tight end. Now it says 7. I'm gonna fill up this whole entire board with 3-star players that are basically interested in the school or are the best ones that are available. One thing that can be kind of a cheat code is athletes, especially whenever you're a 1-star school. If you go after athletes scrambling quarterbacks, a lot of the times they have 90+ speed, and they can actually be better at running back or wide receiver. They could even play corner or safety sometimes, depending on how big and tall they are, obviously. So I like to go after a lot of athletes because they can be a cheat code. They can be like a 65 scrambling quarterback, but they can be like a 75 wide receiver because they have really good catching ability, and you might need a wide receiver. So once you get all 35 players on your recruiting board, the next thing I like to do is back out Come over here to coach abilities. Since we created a new coach, we have 5 coaching points available. So we need to build up our recruiting here. We just put a bunch of scrambling quarterbacks on the board because of their athlete ability to play their position. So I'm going to choose to spend it on quarterback. Could also do offensive line since there's, you know, tackles, guards, centers. That covers a lot of positions. Same thing with D-back. You know, it covers cornerbacks, free safety, strong safety. So a lot of these have other, you know, multiple positions. Wide receiver and tight end, that's only 2 positions. D-line, you know, has D and a D tackle. It's only 2 positions, but there's technically 4 of them starting. So figure out what you need to do, what is best for you at your particular school and situation. If you look in the top right, we have 450 hours, which is the minimum that you can have since we're a brand new coach. In the very first week, you get an extra 100 hours. So next week, once we simulate to the next week, we're going to drop down to 350 hours. But we're going to go ahead and scroll over to quarterback since we just bought the quarterback recruiting thing here. And we're going to scout all these quarterbacks. This guy's a bust. I don't want a 3-star bust on my team, so I'm taking him off the board. We need these quarterbacks fast. So this guy has 88 speed. I'm going to go ahead and offer him a scholarship. Callum Reimmerse. What is this guy's name? Callum Reimmerse. Okay. That is an interesting name. This guy has 91 speed. This guy is slow as hell. He's supposed to be a scrambling quarterback. Yeah, he's a bust. I shouldn't even spend the other points when I saw he had 78 speed. And this guy's a bust, it says, but he has 88 speed. I'm going to go ahead and keep him on the board because he could potentially play, you know, running back or something else, or even quarterback too. I have seen some busts that have star dev before, and I've seen gems that have normal dev. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're 100% going to be terrible. So the next thing that I like to do after I do that, or actually probably what we should have done first, is just come through here and offer everyone a scholarship. I mean, obviously we haven't had any of them scouted, so we don't know if they're bust or gems yet. But in the very first week, I just like to offer everyone a scholarship because it's 5 points each. And then whatever hours are left, we'll use that to go through and or scout. This is a very interesting name here, Dominique Hippenhammer. Okay, I have offered everyone a scholarship that's on the board, all 33 players that's left. Got 135 hours left, so I'm going to go ahead and scout the rest of the hours we have. And it takes a lot more hours to scout whenever you don't have that recruiting thing. This guy is a bust. He only has 82 speed. Damn, yeah, we're taking him off the board. We already offered him a scholarship, which sucks, but that's how it goes sometimes. Guy's 93 speed and he's a gem at running back. Nice. We only have 35 hours left, so we're not gonna have enough to fully scout this guy. We have 5 hours left. Basically, I guess we can go ahead and add another player since we only have 32 on here. We'll just go to recommended. Go after this first guy, and we'll just offer him a scholarship so we don't waste that 5 hours. I like to offer everyone a scholarship instead of coming through and scouting players all at the very beginning and running out of hours fast, because it costs a lot to scout a player. But as you go through the weeks, week 2, week 3, week 4, you'll start getting more coach points, so you can start being able to scout players faster, and it takes less hours. So I like to try to wait until then to start scouting players. I simulated to the next week, and the first thing I see is this gym running back has already locked us out. Come on, bro, really? Go ahead and take him off the board. We are first on this wide receiver. We have him 60% scouted. We don't know what his speed is. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish the scouting. 87 speed, and I mean, that's not really great. He is 6'2", he's a physical receiver. I'll go ahead. Oh, I'm just gonna hold off actually. So the next thing that I like to do is, if once all the players that you scouted, go through and try to find the ones that are gems or the ones that were worth keeping around. So let's go over here to quarterback. We're already locked out by this guy, and he was a bust too. All right, see you later, alligator. These two quarterbacks, they're athletes, scrambling quarterbacks, 88 speed and 91 speed. I'm gonna go ahead and go after them hardcore with the most hours that I can, 50 hours. I like to go after everyone with the most hours right off the bat, because if you don't, say you only put 25 hours on this guy right here, even though he's in first place, like, oh, we got a heavy lead on him, we're only gonna put 25 hours on him. Well, you can go 3, 4, 5 weeks down the road, and then all of a sudden you can see number 3 school is UCLA, number 4 is USC. They can be like, hey, we want this guy. They can drop 75 hours on him and schedule a visit for him, and you just wasted 4 or 5 weeks only going 20, 25 hours on him when you could have had a huge lead if you're doing 50 hours each. Already had that happen to me too many times, so I learned my lesson on that. Pretty much everyone else that we have scouted is gone off the board. They either locked this out or they were bust. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop 50 hours on this guy because I know for sure he's not a bust, and we're already first place on him. Come through here and try to find guys that we're in first place on. Drop 50 hours on him. We're in fourth on this guy, second on this guy. He has 3 offers. I'm gonna go after this defensive end. Let's drop 50 hours on him. Defensive tackle, spend 50 on him. Now we only got 30 hours left since we did a little bit of scouting on that one player. Are we in first? All right, here we're in first on these 2 guys. This guy only has 1 offer. So I'll spend the last 20 or 30 hours on him. I simulated the first game of the season, and it was against the FCS school. We beat them 40-14. So we have 20 coaching points now. So we're gonna go into the coach abilities, and now we can start building up positions to be able to scout them a lot faster. Like O-line, we need a lot of O-linemen. Probably need cornerbacks. I think we need like 5 of them, right? Go D-line, and might as well just go running back. So I like to get all these built up to 1, unless you're in a particular position where you're trying to get 1 player, like a quarterback or like a gym wide receiver or something, and you want to try to get them to tier 3 so you can get the increased weekly hours. This is what we're looking like now, and it looks like we're gonna not be getting this quarterback, Alan Reimmersma. We are in 3rd place on him. I'm gonna leave him on the board. Maybe these other schools will back off a little bit. I mean, we got a decent amount of gain on there. I'm gonna leave him there. So we're in first place on this guy, this guy, this guy. We're in first place on everyone. We got that 20 hours back that we used for scouting last week. So we're gonna go ahead and max this guy out at 50. I would just sit here and ride all these guys until we get some of them to commit and get some hours freed up, or if we start earning more hours. Anybody took us off? Yeah, this guy locked us out. I simulated the next game, and somehow we upset Arizona 49-34, which is good for us because we got 10 more coaching points here. Come here to coach abilities, and we're just gonna keep on building up this recruiting or scouting advanced look so we can scout them faster. I'm not worried about kicker at all, so I don't even worry about that. I don't care, even if I'm doing like a hardcore rebuild myself. I don't care about the kicker thing at all. I get all these built up to 4 and then move on to something else. Getting that win helped us out a lot because we jumped into first place on this quarterback, Reimmersma, craziest name ever possibly. We are getting to the points where we could potentially hard sell some of these guys, but our grades are terrible because we're a 1-star school. So yeah, this guy, we're definitely not gonna be hard selling them at all. But I'm gonna look at every single one of these guys and see if they're worth hard selling. This guy could potentially be worth hard selling. We don't know for sure. I mean, we can check real quick. Take off, send the house, go to hard sell, go through every single one of these and see. So it could be this one. No, it cannot be that one. It could be that one though. It probably is gonna be that one. Can't be that one or that one. All right. But yeah, we can hard sell him because he has a C+, and a C. Any grade that's in the D's, I definitely do not hard sell them. So we got 40 on that and then 10 on here to get back to our 50. So that's looking good. We should get a big jump on them next week since we're hard selling them. Go through here and look at all of them and see if they can be hard sold yet. Even when we don't know for sure which one it is, you can go through here and just process of elimination. So it could be that one. We hope it's not because program tradition is a D. Or it could be that one. So it still could be 2. So we're going to go back to full house. Simulated to the next week, and we might be able to hard sell some more of these guys here. I was able to do it with Reimmersma already, and we for sure can do it on this guy because everything else is X'd out, so we know for sure it's this one. And we have a B, a C-, and a C-. So even if it was all C-, I would still do it personally. Might be better off doing send the house in that situation, but we got a B here, so I'm definitely gonna do that. So every single week you want to come through here and look and see if you're able to hard sell these guys, because if you are, it gives you a way better boost. But a lot of these guys you're not gonna be able to since you're a 1-star school. Like I said, we're already hard selling that guy. This guy we probably will be able to do it too. Probably gonna be this one right here. I'm just gonna make sure that it's not the other one potentially. All right, guys. So yeah, we're going with that one. Plus 10 hours to max us out at 50. Should we hard sell this guy? Probably the same thing. Same perfect pitch for this guy. It's gonna be this one right here most likely. But I will still go through here just to make sure that it couldn't be anything else. Oh yeah, actually it could be that one. So we're gonna send the house for now. New Mexico is going hard in this simulation right here. We're 3 weeks in and we are 3-0. They just beat Auburn 28-27 by 1 point. So yeah, we got 10 more coaching points here, which is great for us. Come in here and just keep on building up this recruiting. So now we are going after a couple of quarterbacks. So we want to get tier 2, which is the most influential. Recruiting actions have bigger impacts. So just because of the fact that we're spending hours on them, gonna get more out of it. And we're gonna go, let's just go offensive line. Finally suffered our first loss against Fresno State, so we did not get any more coaching points this week. You'll see where we're at. We should be getting close to getting some guys to commit to the team. Still hard selling as many as we possibly can. We're still in first place on this scrambling quarterback, but Toledo has a freaking visit scheduled for week 8. We just need to stay ahead of them. Can we hard sell this guy? No, we cannot. I've already looked at him like 4 times, but yeah, he should be committing after this week. I think we're hard selling everyone except for 2 guys. This guy, I don't think that we can either. Yeah, program tradition is a D, so that's a no-go. But after this week, we should get some commitments, and then we should be having some hours freed up to start going after more players. And just as I expected, we got a 3-star wide receiver, Sergio Gallimore from Phoenix, Arizona. We also picked up our 4th win of the season, beating New Mexico State. So we got more coaching points here. We are 4-1, which is crazy to me. Coaching abilities, go back to recruiter, keep on building this up. Get everyone to recruiting actions, give a bonus. Since we got that commitment from Sergio Gallimore, we have 50 hours freed up. So the best thing to do now is to look at every single player that you're going after and assess the situation to figure out if you need to schedule a visit or not. With this guy right here, I think I'm happy with, well, am I happy with it? He is a quarterback, so he could potentially be the quarterback of the future. They have a visit for week 11. Maybe we should go ahead and schedule a visit. We can do one for week 7. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do one for week 7 against Air Force. We have a better chance of winning that game. Watch, we'll probably lose that game now. We have a C- grade on everything, so it doesn't matter what we do the visit for. We got 10 hours left. We're still in first place on everyone by a good amount here. Ooh, John Henningsen. The hell, these weird ass names. We've been in first place on him this whole time, and then all of a sudden, what is that? Western, or that's Wyoming, not Western. Wyoming's coming after him. Hopefully we can get him after this week because he's already in the top 3, over halfway. Looking good here, looking good here. So we got 10 hours left. Go ahead and just spend it on this wide receiver, Marco Sweet. We are 2nd on him right now. We got another 3-star outside linebacker, Enrique Dora from Dallas, Texas. Whenever I get commitments, I like to go down here and grab them by holding down R2, and you can move them or reorder them. So I like all the commitments to be on the top. That way I know what I need to be trying to do down here. So we're still looking good on this scrambling quarterback. He's coming in week 7, which is this week, I believe, against Air Force. Looking good here. Ooh. And we need this boy to go ahead and commit. He already had his visit with Wyoming, and he did not commit there in week 5. I think he'll commit after this week, hopefully. So we should be seeing John Henningsen as committed to the team. Go ahead and drop this guy. Get rid of the 10 and let's drop 50 hours on him, is what I was trying to say. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to get this guy. Air Force is already way ahead and they have a visit, so I'm taking him off the board. Anyone else that were in the top on here? UCLA, I don't want to try to compete with them, so I'm taking them off the board. They're already pretty far ahead. We are 2nd to Hawaii here. Go ahead and drop 50 hours on it. But yeah, we're not scouting any of these guys. We're just trying to get quantity until we get to a point to where we already have enough guys that we can start scouting them, because this method is quantity, not quality. You're just hoping that you're going to find good players. 3-star defensive end John Henningsen has committed. So we have 3 commits now, and we should be having a 4th one coming up with Riam Mersma. He's right there on the edge. Darkwood is going to be coming up probably pretty soon. Hitchcock, he's like literally almost there. Just go ahead and commit. Same thing with Holman. We just barely started going after Marco Sweet and Iosefa Redwine. These names are just crazy, man. Hippenhammer decided he didn't want to come to the school anymore. So yeah, let's see. Texas is interested in this guy, but we're 8th on his board, 10th on his. We need a lot of cornerbacks. I'm gonna go ahead and start going after this guy before he gets too far away from us. Ty Ham, he might just go ham, hard as a moflo. We got the quarterback, Colum Reimmersma, 3-star. We got Hitchcock, the center. We got the free safety, Holdman. All these guys that were on the brink, they finally decided to come over to the dark side. We are 5-2 on the season, and we just got 10 more coaching points here. Get the defense built up to the level 2. We only got the defensive backs left. We have 6 commits so far, so we have 150 hours free. We're looking good here. Now we need to try to see if we can hard sell some of these other guys. Ooh, our grades are looking terrible for him. Definitely not hard selling Marco Sweet. Same thing with him. Program Tradition's a terrible grade. Potentially could hard sell him. Let's look at it real quick because we have a lot of competition for this guy. He must be a good player if all these schools are like, hey, we need to get this guy. So it could be that. We hope it's not, because we had a bad score on it. Could be that. We hope it is that because we have decent scores on that. But for now, we're just going to keep sending the house. We got 150 hours left. We're the only one that sent this guy an offer so far. Go ahead and drop 50 hours on him. Second on this offensive lineman. I think we need like 7 offensive linemen. So yeah, we need to try to start bringing these guys in. We are first on this D tackle. Drop the last 50 on him. Got another scrambling quarterback, Quincy Darkwood, a 3-star from Simi Valley, California. We got 50 hours freed up now since we got that commitment. I cannot hard sell Marco Sweet or Red Wine because their grades are terrible, but I am actually able to hard sell Ty Ham and already did it. Also, we are in 4th place on them, but we're actually pretty close in the fight. UNLV and UTEP both have scheduled visits already, so I'm gonna go ahead and schedule a visit too. Ooh, the earliest we can do it is week 13 in a bye. All right, well, he likes playing time and we have an A+ grade on that, so we're gonna go and see if we can try to steal him from these other teams. We only have 10 hours left, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it on this center that we are in 1st place on. It looks like we're the only ones that offered him a scholarship so far. Simulated to the next week, we're looking good on Marco Sweet. Red Wine, we're looking good. Ty Ham, it's a battle for real. So we jumped up from number 4 to number 3. We do have that visit scheduled for week 13. Hopefully the UTEP visit goes bad in week 12. If he doesn't like us in week 13, then he'll probably go to UNLV because they have a week 14 visit schedule. Guy must be really good because all these schools are going after him like crazy. Still in 1st place on all these other guys. Ooh, I can actually see if I can pitch these guys. Hard sell him, no bad grades on him. Could potentially do it on Quincy Prude. Check it out. Process of elimination. It takes a while to do it, but it is definitely necessary. So yeah, it's gonna be this one, and we have a bad grade on that. So Prude, we're just gonna have to send the house on him all the way. And then we went after Gardner last week. We only had 10 hours left, but I went ahead and jumped it up to the full 50. We are 6-4 on the season right now, so we started to finally come back down to earth, but we do get 10 more coaching points here. We can go ahead and max this out, and then we're going after a ton of O-linemen, so I'm just going to go with tier 3, always be recruiting on O-line, which increases the weekly recruiting hours for O-linemen. Look at our recruiting board real quick since we went to the next week. This battle for Ty Ham is getting nasty. Colorado got knocked out. We are currently in week 12, so he's going to be visiting UTEP this week. Hopefully things don't go well for him, and then he comes to us, and then we get to close on him, and he comes to our team, man. Everyone knows. Let's see. I'm going to go through and see if I can hard sell these guys or not. Yeah, we can't hard sell any of them. Our grades are terrible, but I want to show y'all this right here. So we're on the center, the Darius Gardner. Before we could only do 50 hours max, but since we got that tier 3 on the recruiting for O-line, now we can drop 65 hours on them. We currently have 0 free hours, so I'm just going to stick with the 50 for now. We lost the game, so we are 6-5. We did not get anyone to commit, but we're getting really close to having Marco Sweet commit. Red Wine should be committing soon, and we're still in this. Man, this has got to be the closest, tightest, hardest battle ever seen in college football 25, and it's for a freaking 3-star. We got visits scheduled for week 13, so I guess his UTEP visit didn't go too well. They are in 2nd place, but if we can get a win, well, actually I think it's a bye week, right? Hopefully this bye week visit will push us over the top. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Everyone else, we cannot hard sell any of these guys, but we're looking really good, and all of them have a pretty big lead. Finally got Red Wine to commit, and I didn't even realize that he's from Hawaii. That's cool. Some bad news though, we do lose out on the cornerback Ty Ham after the closest, most intense battle ever seen before for a 3-star or for any prospect. He goes to UNLV barely. We had 100 hours freed up from those commitments, and well, from one guy committing to us and another guy committing to another school, but I'm not gonna spend 15 more hours on this center because we already have a pretty big lead. I'm just gonna stick with the 50, so I'm dropping 50 on this D tackle and this cornerback because we're already in first place on them anyways. Finally got the wide receiver Marco Sweet to commit. We got defensive tackle Prude. We actually finished the regular season 7-5 because we beat Hawaii for the last game after we just got a Hawaii commit. That's funny. Got a 3-star right guard Jarrett Quantiy, and we also got the center Gardner. We made it to a bowl game against the Colorado Buffaloes, so I guess Colorado's season did not go too well. We got 10 more coaching points, so I'm gonna go ahead and build up the secondary to tier 3, and we'll go D-line too. It's early national signing day, so we need to check and see where we're ranking at, or at least I like to. So we're gonna press L2 to go to top classes, and we're gonna scroll down and find out where our school is looking at. We are ranked 42nd in the nation right now with 12 commits. All of them are 3-stars, of course. We ended up losing the bowl game 28-21, so we finished the season 7-6. Also, just a quick note, once the regular season ends, there's nothing else that you can do with the scouting. You just have to keep on advancing each week until the championship game is played and over with, and then you can get back into doing the scouting and recruiting and stuff, and have the transfers coming in soon. Even though you can't do any type of recruiting stuff, there will be players that are committing either to your school or to other schools. So this strong safety, he decided to go to another school. We just finished the end of season recap, and now we advance to the next week, and it's players leaving. Now we get to see if there's any players on our team that want to transfer out, and we have a crap load of players that want to leave because of playing time. Okay, we're a bad school, so we would assume that these guys would have good playing time. We have 5 persuasion attempts here, so we're going to try to persuade this guy to stay. He has not been persuaded, so he's leaving, so we're going to need another free safety. This wide receiver decided to stay. Defensive tackle, he decided to stay. Nice. This running back, he is leaving, and then we have 1 left. We go after this safety or this linebacker. Now let's go after the safety because he's a freshman. He has not been persuaded, so that's it. All them guys are leaving, and then you can sort to overall and see the highest overall players you have that are graduating, and right here it'll say reason for leaving, graduation. If they're projected to get drafted, it'll say right here projected to go in the 5th round, but none of these guys are high enough overall to go to the draft. Typically got to be at least an 88 or 89 overall to even be projected to get drafted. Looking at the draft results, and yeah, nobody got drafted as expected. But now we can start seeing the transfer portal and what players from other schools are interested in transferring to our school. And you see in the top right, we have 600 hours now, which is good. We actually have a lot of 3-star players that are interested. Not bad. No 4-star guys though. So you would have to go through here and try to figure out, press R3 to look at your team needs after some players decided to transfer out. It's going to be different now because it's players that left unexpectedly. So we still need 5 cornerbacks. You want to try to fill your team needs as best as you can. I mean, sometimes you're not going to be able to fill all of them, or sometimes you'll be able to get way too many. Like, we only needed 1 quarterback, but we got 2 of them to sign already. We need 8 offensive linemen, and we only have 4 on the board right now. So I'm going to look at the transfer portal and try to find some offensive linemen. This guy is a freshman offensive lineman that's a transfer. I'm going to add him to the board. There's another, he's a sophomore though. For transfers, I only like to get freshmen as much as possible. Sometimes I will take a sophomore if I can. Do we need running back? Yeah, we need 2 running backs. We don't have any on the board right now. That's not good. So yeah, we're gonna go after this freshman running back from UTSA. There's a junior running back, another O lineman. Let's try to find some freshmen that are 3-stars. I'm not going after any 2-star transfers. Definitely not gonna go after a fullback. There's a transfer tight end, but we don't have that as a need though. A center, that's a sophomore. All right, well that's it on the transfers. So now we have 600 hours, and you have to go through and reset your hours on all the players you were still going after before the playoffs and the bowl games and everything started. This guy, we're pretty much guaranteed to get him. Cannot sell him, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna drop. I'm gonna put 25 points on him because we have a huge lead and he barely needs any to stick around. This guy, I'm definitely gonna drop not 5. I meant to do 50 hours on him. Can we hard sell him? No, we cannot. Florida is coming after him. Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and put 65 hours on this guy to try to make sure that we stay ahead. 50 hours on this cornerback since we're way ahead of everyone and no one else is offering him a scholarship and we're already almost into the top 3. I'm gonna put 65 hours on this free safety since we are in competition with Utah State. Same thing with this guy, 65 hours since the Texas Longhorns are going after him. We do need a punter and Alabama's going after this guy. What the hell? From Frisco, Texas. All right, we're gonna drop 50 on him. Must be a good punter if Alabama wants him, right? This athlete, physical wide receiver, dropping 50 on him. All right, now we have transfers down here that we added. I'm gonna just go ahead and max out the hours that I can put on him and see how many hours we have left. We should still have like 20-30 hours. I'm not really good with math like that off the top of my head. Brandon Hyde Jr., Spring, Texas. So it looks like we're gonna have, never mind. Why is it saying that I cannot? Oh, I can only put 50 hours on him. I was thinking I could put 65 on him. All right, we got 35 hours left, so we can just go find one more player off the recommended list. One that doesn't have any offers, that's at least a 3-star. There's another offensive lineman. He's a transfer though. Let me go ahead and sort by 3. So you can sort by 3-star and come over to offer and sort it by 0 offers and then try to find needs. So we do need more cornerbacks. We'll add him. Go ahead and drop him a scholarship and put 25 points or 25 hours on him. 30 hours, my bad. But we're gonna start getting a lot more players committing since it's getting close to the end of the recruiting. Whenever we get players to commit, frees up hours so we can go after more players. Went through and made sure that there was anybody I could hard sell or couldn't hard sell. I think that we were able to hard sell. Was it this guy? Eugene Brooks? Yeah. So we barely know anything about him, but by process of elimination, I was able to figure out that this is his perfect pitch. Time to get to work. Also, once you start getting hours freed up, you need to check and see if you need to start scheduling visits, because you can schedule visits right away when you get to the transfer portal. Last 4 weeks of recruiting here, I didn't feel like we needed to do any type of visits at the moment. I had 10 hours left, so I put 5 to get a scholarship for this guy and then another 5 hours to just use the rest of the hours that we have. We got another defensive tackle, a cornerback, strong safety, so we're getting a lot of guys here. We're gonna have more hours freed up. I think that we are in week 3 of the off-season recruiting, so yeah, we got one more week after this and then that is it. We have 140 hours left now. Already went ahead and changed this guy to 50 hours, so that's why the hours didn't match up. We're looking good here. I don't think we need to schedule a visit because Utah hasn't even given him an offer yet. Same thing here, Alabama hasn't given him an offer yet. I thought they had already given him an offer. I guess he's just interested in going to Alabama as a punter. All right, Alabama probably doesn't punt very often in real life. This guy, we're in first place, no offer behind us, but this guy right here, we could potentially send him an offer. I mean, a schedule, a visit is what I was trying to say, not send an offer. We already offered him a scholarship. Don't listen to me at that point. But we can hard sell this guy, so we're definitely about to do that. Is it this one? But 40 and 25. Anyone else that we need to schedule a visit for? Ooh, this guy right here, Brandon Hyde Jr. We can only put 50 hours on him too, so yeah, we definitely need to schedule a visit. High priority. We need to get this guy. He's a transfer freshman running back. This guy right here, oh, we cannot schedule a visit from yet because you have to be in the top 5 before you can schedule a visit. So we got 100 hours left. Is anyone else we need to schedule a visit for? There's another transfer. I'm gonna go ahead and do it for him just because he's a transfer, so technically he should be way better as a transfer freshman coming in. Like, he already had a year to develop basically. We got 60 hours left. I'm not worried about scheduling a visit for him. We need to go find more players to go after. Going to a 3-star prospect, sort him by 0 offers. Do we need linebackers? says that we need, oh crap, we need 6 linebackers. Oof. Yeah, we're gonna be not filling our team needs completely. Go back to 3-star, 0 offers. We got this linebacker. It says middle linebacker, but you can move them in the offseason. You can change their position. Got an athlete power rusher. All right, cool. I'll go after that. Go ahead and drop the maximum amount of hours that we can on this guy. Then we'll spend. He's already in the top 5, but nobody sent him an offer yet. All right, we're gonna offer him a scholarship. Maybe that'll help us jump up. Getting some more commitments here. We got a left guard. We got a right guard. Freeing up some hours. We got 220 hours freed up now. Looks like the visit went well for the running back Brandon Hyde Jr. We can go ahead and hard sell him because we know what his perfect pitch is now. Gonna be one over here, I think. Yeah, time to get to work. We actually have really high grades in that too, which is good because we can only put 50 hours on this guy. Anyone else? Can we hard sell him? Oh, know what that guy likes. All right, let's drop 65 hours on this guy. This is the very last week, right? What week are we in? Yeah, week 4. So this is the very end. I'm gonna go ahead and schedule a visit for as many of these guys as I possibly can that we already have on the board. He likes playing time, or I don't know if he likes playing time, but we have a high grade in that. We're gonna have to take chances on it. Let me schedule a visit for these other guys. We're in second on this guy. Yeah, let's schedule a visit for him. We have a high grade on playing style, so I'm just gonna put that in, I guess. Or should we go coach stability? Yeah, let's just go playing style. Screw it. We're gonna take a chance on it. This guy. Conference prestige is the highest grade that we have that he likes. All right, we got 35 hours left. Basically, we're just gonna take a shot in the dark on a player on our recommended board that has 0 offers. Go with this tight end right here. Drop him a scholarship offer, and let's put 30 hours on him, and then that's gonna be it for recruiting. We're gonna get these players overnight. We ended up getting everyone that we're going after except for this cornerback. He decided to go to Nebraska, and then this guy decided to go to Army, even though they didn't even send him an offer. It looked like, what the hell? National signing day, so let's time to see what our recruiting class rank actually is here. We dropped down to 46, but it's still pretty good for a 1-star school that was one of the worst in the nation. We got 25 total players, and all of them are 3 stars. Now we can see what the dev traits for these players are. If you click into one of them and you press R1 over to scouting and back out, and it shows development trait in the bottom right. This guy is normal, impact. We want to try to find is stars, which this guy right here is a center. He's a star. Star and elite are the best. Here's a star middle linebacker. Red wine, man, a star. Anyone else over here? Normal is the worst that you can get. Impact is the second worst. So I guess impact is better than normal, obviously. When we got a star right guard, a star punter. What? That's the reason why Alabama was going after him, or he wanted to go to Alabama, I guess. Star athlete, running back. Everyone else is normal. But once you get to that point, you can go to position changes here, and you have athletes on your team. You can go and sort position the athlete. We have 4 of them on the team here. Says that this guy is a elusive running back. He has 93 speed, it's 69 overall, but you click into him and it shows other positions that he could play. So he could play wide receiver if we needed that. Tight end is way too small for that, and fullback is way too small. So I'll just put him at elusive back. Then it comes back to here, so you have to sort every single time. This is a scrambling quarterback with 88 speed, but he could play tight end, but he's too small for that. 6 foot, 188 pounds. I'm just gonna put him at quarterback. 67 overall. Another scrambling quarterback, 91 speed for this guy though. Look, he could be a 71 overall running back. I'm gonna put him there for sure. The last athlete we have is a physical wide receiver. His name is Lee Boozer. He'd be boozing it up. 65 overall. He has 94 speed, but he could play safety. As a 68 overall. He can even play cornerback, but he's 6'1", 205. I mean, you can go and figure out what your needs are, and also you can scroll over here and look at what his abilities are. So if he can play safety and corner, then he must have good like man coverage and zone coverage. So yeah, he has 72 man coverage, 74 zone coverage. That's pretty good. I would probably just go ahead and put him at safety since that's his highest overall. But you can look and see if you have a need at cornerback, which I remember we needed a lot of them. Oh yeah, look, we need cornerback like crazy. We have a ton of safeties here. So yeah, we're gonna go find Boozer and we're gonna put him at cornerback because we have a huge need there. And if that does happen, like if I was trying to play another season right now for real and I had no corners, you come over here and look at your free safeties and try to find one that you could potentially move to corner. These guys look terrible. 83 speed, 81 speed. Yeah, these are true freshmen that we just brought in. So that's one of the downfalls of not scouting the players. These guys, they're really not looking good. This guy has like 80 zone coverage though. Maybe he can play cornerback. 67 at corner. All right. So yeah, that's one thing you can do to try to fill in needs if you weren't able to recruit them. Linebackers here. We have a crappy left outside linebacker, so you can take one of your middle linebackers and move them to left outside linebacker. This guy's going to be a 67 overall, so you instantly got a better outside linebacker. Probably want to do it with one of these other guys though that's higher up. So yeah, probably like this guy right here. He's a senior, moving to left outside linebacker. He's instantly going to be the best one that you have. And then you can do that with defensive ends. What I like to do with defensive ends is if you find one that's like around 270 pounds or higher, like this guy's 268, kind of small, but you can move him to D tackle. A lot of times it'd be better. So he's a 69 overall DM, but he's a 73 overall D tackle. He's instantly the second best D tackle on the team. He's kind of small, but he is better though. And then with your offensive linemen, you can go through here and sort them out and try to get the 5 best ones. So yeah, this guy right here, these 2 are the best ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this guy to left tackle, 77 overall. I like to have my best guy starting at left tackle because that's a blind side. You can do each one. Now I'm gonna move this guy to right tackle since he's a 72. Now we got a 77, a 72, a 71, a 76, and a 72. But that is going to be it for the video. Hopefully y'all like what y'all saw. That's the second video that I dropped for scouting. So if you want, you can go look at the other one where we go after like 4 and 5 star guys right at the beginning. And then try to go after like backfill in the class with 3 stars that are available towards the end. Hopefully you like what you saw. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. But please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. Comment down below if you want to see other types of, if you have any other type of question about scouting or recruiting, or I also do a lot of rebuild videos. So if you have a suggestion on another team that you want to see me rebuild, drop it down in the comments below. Appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.